Yeah, Alicia, that's right. And the Detroiters that we talked to, one of the things they are curious about hearing about is when they can get their Johnson & Johnson shot here in the city of Detroit. I heard Darren mention that at the top of the broadcast. That new vaccination site will be unveiled later tonight. And you mentioned the deputy mayor did give us some insight as to the tone of tonight's speech. He says Mayor Duggan will spend some time reflecting on the past 12 months, not only the city's triumphs, but also its challenges during the pandemic. Other than that, we are expecting to hear about jobs, affordable housing. Those are all things that Detroiters are eager to hear about as well.
I want to know how we're going to continue to handle the pandemic.
We need our job back.
Detroit is still crawling back from the financial slump of COVID-19. At one point last spring, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, unemployment in the Motor City neared 40%. By December, it was around 20%, still more than double the state's jobless rate during that same time. Ahead of tonight's State of the City, pro tem council member for the city's 5th district, Mary Sheffield, says given the financial impact over the last year,
how do we still make our major commitments to our retirees? How do we continue to invest in issues like affordable housing, right to counsel for individuals who may be experiencing evictions?
Sheffield is pleased overall with the city's handling of the pandemic from a public health standpoint, and she's not alone.
Our testing regimen has been duplicated across the country. Our vaccine regimen has been looked at by the federal government, by the state government.
Detroiter Vigo Wimmer just got her second shot at TCF Center.
It was absolutely flawless. It was just like, wow, Detroit is doing this.
But what Wimmer wants to hear more about from Mayor Duggan is neighborhood development and the fruits of Proposal N, which passed easily in November. It allows the city to sell $250 million in neighborhood improvement bonds to fix up 8,000 homes in Detroit and tear down another 8,000.
Something we pushed for a lot in the negotiations was to roll out neighborhood planning studies for the communities that would be the most impacted by the removal of blight, so that we know before all the houses are gone, like what's next.
District 6 council member Raquel Castañeda-Lopez says the city just approved its first round of contracts.
I think we're at the beginning of that conversation, but I think it's really key to follow closely, for every neighborhood to follow closely.
Of course, over the past 12 months, the city of Detroit has not only dealt with a deadly pandemic, it has also dealt with social unrest too. Councilmember Castañeda-Lopez, who you just heard from, hopes that the mayor's budget will reflect a desire to reform policing as well. You can hear her thoughts on that online at WXYZ.com. As for Mayor Duggan's State of the City address tonight, he will start speaking virtually at 7 o'clock. We're live this morning downtown. Jen Shantz, 7 Action News.